What's up, everybody? So, have you heard about this Hopi Red Hat Prophecy? Now, I know some of you are thinking exactly what I was thinking when I first heard this, so don't put words in my mouth until I've said my part. But yeah, apparently back in 1972, there was a documentary made, film made, where a Hopi elder predicted that there would be a rise of a man in a red hat. And now people are thinking that it might have had something to do with this. And I got to show you guys the top suggestions when you type this in for dogs or for cats. I don't know if this is trending right now or if there's a rebellion against Haitians and crazy cat women out there, or if it's the best marketing ploy of the year, but Furbles is out there rocking the red cap these days. Maybe that's who the Hopi we're talking about. Now, I'm not going to say who I first heard this from. I'll tell you why later. But there's a few videos out there, and like here, they've got that guy on the left, and this guy's legit. I've probably seen his videos off and on for a decade now. So let me tell you guys the prophecy. We'll talk about him in a minute, too. Back in 1972, a Hopi Native American spiritual elder predicted that there would be a rise of a man in a red hat, along with other future predictions about what would be coming for people in the years to follow. Quote, they will be very intelligent people. They're going to produce many inventions, the spiritual elder said. They're going to be so powerful that they're going to use that to shake us up real hard. And they're going to almost destroy themselves. But later, out of a new generation is going to rise. I'm just going to assume that this was English as a second language because that's not how English works. But anyway, this time they will know what to do in the right manner for right purpose. The elder then pointed to the symbol of the sun, discussing further how the people to come would create powerful inventions and equipment, and that the destruction would appear to be right around the corner. However, through this time, a man with a red hat would arise. Out of a new generation is coming stronger, much better equipment, everything, powerful things are going to be developed by these two people. Okay, what two people? They've only said that there's going to be a person in a red hat, but now, the third one will finally bring about the purification of this land in the continent would be a man with a red cap, red hat, or a red cloak. Now, we do not know who that nation is or what people, but they say those people will have a large population and they will also have much scientific inventions of all types, the elder continues. These others will join him with all their power and might. The three of them are going to come here quickly together and nothing can stop them. So we kind of go from a man will arise to there will be two and three, and then an entire nation with zero character development. And I've heard a lot of Native American legends, and they translate to English just fine. But now in 2024, internet sleuths have decided that, hey, this sounds a lot like those red hats that we've been seeing everywhere. Okay, so how many of you guys are thinking exactly what I was thinking when I heard this? Yeah, the red hat thing has been around since 2016. Even the completely unbiased University of California, Berkeley, will confirm that it's been around since 2016. Oh, and by the way, it's widely unpopular, with only 24% of Americans actually having positive views of this. And I don't know, this might have a little something to do with why the entire country has turned their back on Mockingbird media, because everybody's tired of being looked in the eye and just outright lied to. And sorry, I got to do a short side quest here. I hear a lot of people talking about how mainstream is crumbling right now. There's podcasters and streamers saying, look, I get more views than they do. And they have these big, huge staffs with expensive studios. And there's no way that they can maintain with that low of viewership. Well, look, Eustace Mullins wrote about how back in the 1980s, I think, USA Today lost like $90 million a year. And well, they're still in business. And why is that? Because there are people out there that'll pay big money to lie to and influence the public. So yes, there's no doubt that they're operating at a loss right now, but they don't care. They know that it's losing money. Just like YouTube was a great platform until they got involved. Ever since they started all their shenanigans and censoring independent voices, which was the whole reason people tune into YouTube, then I'm sure that they've lost all kinds of money, but that's not what it's about. They're not trying to make money. They're trying to influence people. That's why everybody went from being creators to influencers, because that's what they want out of it. They want people to influence. So I'm not too optimistic about Mockingbird Media disappearing anytime soon. Anyway, back to this Red Hat prophecy that was prophesied on film in 1972. And all of a sudden in 2024, they finally realized, oh, these are probably the red hats that guy was talking about. Well, why didn't anybody notice this back in 2016? I don't know, maybe because it didn't exist? Now, one of the crappy things that Google has done is made it to where you can only search things back to the last year. Remember how used to, you could specifically say articles from 2013 and it would pull up articles from 2013. But no, they did away with that, apparently because they read some George Orwell and thought it sounded like a good idea. So it's a little harder these days to see how far back something goes. But from what I can find, you got 3 days ago, 6 days ago, 3 days ago again, 6 days ago. Basically, the oldest article I could find was 6 days old. Another thing about this Hopi prophecy is that guy on the left that they used that makes it look all official. Well, like I said, this guy is legit, and I've watched his videos for at least a decade now. And if you guys want to check him out, go check out Navajo Traditional Teachings. Navajo, not Hopi. And the Navajo and Hopi have a long history of conflict over the land. That's another thing they lie to the kids about these days, acting like the Native Americans were singing Kumbaya and eating buffalo jerky together all the time. And I even saw a video not too long ago about how the Native Americans had zero waste in their society. Everything from nature they needed, they used. And how all they wanted to do was peacefully grow their corn, but then the white man came along and they had to hunt buffalo for survival. I'm telling you, they were laying it on thick, but these kids are going to have a rude awakening if they ever take a road trip across America and find places like Head Smashed In Buffalo Jump. This place has been in use for an estimated 5,000 years. Wow. I honestly don't think that the Western landscape is that old due to being changed by cataclysm. But yeah, tribes used to dress up as wolves and coyotes and scare whole herds of buffalo off a cliff. Now, don't get me wrong. I wish that here, exactly where I'm at, we were still living in the old tribal structures. It's a much more fulfilling sensation to go out and hunt for your food, fish for your food, be in nature than to punch a time clock in a factory. But just like everything with history, they have romanticized it, and now they're just teaching kids this worthless crap. And sorry, it's hard for me not to go off on a tangent on every other point being made, but Hopi is not Navajo, and this guy is Navajo. Not to say that it's impossible that they had overlapping prophecies, but using this guy's photo for a Hopi prophecy is a little bit like using Theodore Herzl's photo in a video about 1940s Germany State of the Union. If you know, you know, I guess. Anyway, I was kind of surprised to hear the channel that I heard this from actually come out and treat this like a serious thing. Because just a little bit of mental work here and you'd be thinking, well, why didn't this come out in 2016? But if you want to hear about an actual Hopi prophecy, you can look up Warriors of the Rainbow. This is actually, I heard of it before the internet was even a thing. Well, I guess it might have been a thing, but wasn't widely used. I went to a rainbow gathering in like 95, 96. But a little bit of it goes like this. There will come a day when people of all races, colors, and creeds will put aside their differences. They will come together in love, joining hands in unification to heal the earth and all her children. They will move over the earth like a great whirling rainbow, bringing peace, understanding, and healing everywhere they go. Many creatures thought to be extinct or mythical will resurface at this time. The great trees that perished will return almost overnight. All living things will flourish, drawing sustenance from the breast of our mother, the earth. And that's a small portion of the whole thing if you want to go read it, but notice that it's grammatically correct at least. And whoever wrote this red cap prophecy can't even form full sentences. But later, out of a new generation is going to rise. What's going to rise? And like I said earlier, who's this second person? Who's this third person? You're just adding people in without saying anything. So no, I don't think this is a ages-old Hopi prophecy that the time has finally come where the red caps will save the world. Besides, that's this guy's job. And I mean the dog, not who he's dressed up as. But hopefully the guy he's dressed up as will get all this censorship thrown in the garbage. And I think if everybody gets exposure based off of their merit and not what studio they represent, then I think we'll see a profound change. And I think we've already seen a pretty profound change just in the last 2 weeks. People seem a lot more optimistic all across the internet recently. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you on the next one. Static out.